Ding dong YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Jobless Coder, and today I'm giving my Day 8 update on the situation here in Lake Louise. It is now the 1 week anniversary since the afternoon of Monday last week when an arsonist lit a fire to our building and it burnt to the ground. I got a chance over the weekend to spend some time in the campground and get to see how the other living accommodations are, and I am thankful to be here currently at the Sunshine Village in Banff because I have access to laundry facilities and shower facilities and basic things that they don't really have in the campground. They have a couple of washers and dryers underneath the deck of the ski resort that the staff are using. Um, and of course, camp or bathrooms, motorhome RV bathrooms are very tiny with not a lot of room and space. Today was my first day back at work, and I was going to start at 9, but I slept in because the phone I had died, and so the alarm didn't go off. So I woke up and I went and I did some things, and I started at noon and went till 4, and I figured it's probably best to start with a half day work for the first day back as opposed to jumping right on the bandwagon of getting into 8 hour a day shifts. It was weird. Work was really fucking bizarre trying to be normal, I guess. I had just gotten into the routine of how the dishwashing job had been, with the buffet every day at a specific time, and how that would be the dishes that would come through would be prepared for the amounts of people that would be in the buffet, and it just seemed like things were flowing wonderfully, and things were starting to look really good, and then my entire life got turned upside down again. So today was weird, trying to focus on the dishwashing and getting that job done. But your mind, it's in a million different places, and that's just the way it's going to be going forward. I can't not think about everything that's happened this past week, and I think everyone else is kind of in the same situation. So the kitchen used to be a very lively place with a lot of fun and interesting people in it, and half of them are still trying to figure their shit out and haven't come back to work. So tomorrow I hope to go back to work again. It's going to be difficult with the bus schedules and everything like that. I'm not going to be making as much money. I'm not going to be working as many hours just because of the extra time for transportation to and from Banff and Lake Louise. This job is going to become very unenjoyable, I think, over the next little bit here, because part of what was the number one selling point of working in Lake Louise, given that it's not a tourist town the size of Banff that has shopping amenities and all these things to do, evening bars and things to go to. The selling point for Lake Louise was the community, and now we're kind of divided and all over the place. I haven't seen some of my coworkers since Monday afternoon, and frankly, I don't even know if they're still here in the country or they went back home. Well, I guess if their passport burned, they haven't left. They're still here, but um, I got to meet with the people that went into my room to retrieve the items and got an assessment of the damage to the room. And from what I understood, the floor was there barely. There very much wasn't much of a floor left. All of the walls in that room were basically gone. And from what I heard, they didn't have time to go into every room to recover items. So I am fortunate that I'm fortunate in the items that I did get back, because my room could have been one of them that they just didn't even bother to go into to try to retrieve some things. Of course, I would like more things back. I have reason to believe that the fire didn't damage our room too much. Most of the damage came from the floor above collapsing in on our room, and compression from that amount of weight is not going to destroy clothing, not necessarily. So, and obviously, I don't think it burned in the fire. I think most of my clothes are still intact and fine. Now, of course, they're going to be badly smoke damaged, which I understand is impossible, if not extremely difficult, to get the smoke out, and that you don't want to wear them because they have carcinogens in the smoke that cause cancer. So most of my clothing I'm going to have to replace. No word yet on the insurance or when any of that's going to be coming through. All I know is that some of the things I've gotten back, a lot of the stuff I did not get back and will never see again. I'm not particularly happy that my laptop, of course, didn't make it out, but it would have been the first thing that the floor above hit as it was falling, as it was sitting directly on top of my dresser. And so before the dresser and anything else in the room would have been crushed under the weight, it would have smashed the laptop first. And just that image in my head of, debris, several hundred pounds of debris just falling on top of my laptop. It's not pretty to imagine. Um, yeah, most people are still shaken up and just trying to get back into the motion of things. This whole thing is thrown everyone's lives upside down, and you know, I mean, I don't know how things are going to be going forward. Who all is going to go back, who all is going to quit, who all is going to leave, um, and there's just been a general lack of communication throughout the week. There has been communication regarding housing arrangements because that's their number one concern right now is still finding housing for the people left in the hotels and everything that are only there until the 15th. Um, but in the long term, we still want to get reimbursed for the money and get our stuff back. We did find out today that there was money raised, and we're going to be getting $400 each. So that is part of the funding that will help to um, get some of our stuff back, which would be nice to retrieve at least some things or go out and purchase new things from that funding. There was a party last night. I never went because the shuttle buses down there and back they stop at 8, and basically anyone who had a car could have gone, but otherwise no. So I have no idea how many people showed up there, but there was a fundraiser for us, and they raised $4,000, which is nice. It's a lot of money, especially for a small community. Of course, then you do the math. 160 people. You take $4,000 and divide it. It's not a lot of money per person, and that's the biggest problem. Is that we've gotten donations from GoFundMe and all over the place, but it really is millions and millions and millions of dollars that we need to make everyone adequately happy. A few $100s is definitely going to help here and there, but it's not enough to get everyone's stuff back. And so we may just have to live with the fact that we've lost thousands and some people tens of thousands of dollars of things that they might just not get reimbursed for. And that's going to suck a lot. Yeah, there isn't really anything else in terms of news of the situation. Everything's kind of been stagnant over the last couple of days. There's a feeling of melancholy, I'd say, just kind of, depression, sadness, that type of feeling. No one's particularly happy, of course. Obviously, people that are getting items back are happy, and I'm happy to have gotten the items back that I have. Given that some people got nothing back, I got to see what the room look like that I was in. Not the room, not my room in particular, the unit with the shared accommodations with the kitchen area and the living room. Because one of the girls who was in the room next to us, she's friends with one of the people on the fire department, and she got a video from the vantage point of our front doors, and I could see her front door and what used to be their window and everything all charred up, the door completely gone. The same with ours, and you can see the ceiling and floor above having collapsed in on what would have been our kitchen and completely destroying that. I could see through one of my housemates' rooms right at the front entrance, and I was directly at the back. And so I couldn't see from that vantage point my room in particular, but now there's absolutely nothing left of it, given that they have torn down the building and driven an excavator over the rooms several times. I was told that it will be probably 2 to 3 weeks before the demolition crew comes in to help retrieve and remove the rubble and sift and dig through to see if they can find anything intact. And of course, by then there will be several times that it will have rained. It even rained today, so anything electronic that might have survived, that might not have been crushed by the excavator or burned by the fire, sure as hell is going to be ruined now with the rain. Even clothing, you leave it out in the rain for several weeks, and it's just going to get fucking destroyed after the smoke and all of that. So it's all going to be garbage if we get it back at this point. And that's about all I have to share for now. And I guess I'll just keep making videos going forward on how the situation develops over time if there's any further news to share. Thank you for everyone that has been so supportive and contributed to the community and everything here in terms of the donations we've gotten and the new clothing that we've gotten and all the money and everything we've gotten. I got a $25 gift card yesterday for IGA and Save on Foods. So, everyone has been extremely generous in helping in our time of need. It's just sad and terrible that this had to have happened in the first place. And I want to thank you, thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, and make sure to share the video and give it a like, um, and tell your friends about the situation that we're dealing with right now if they haven't heard. Obviously, the campers and RVs are not a long-term solution because they can't stay till the winter time, so we're still not entirely sure how things are going to play going into the future. I could only be here in Sunshine Village for a month or two at most until they find us a more permanent housing solution. So until then, I thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.